That's God willing. I'm trying to change the world. Gotta teach the children. I ain't never letting up. I gotta stack a billion. Stay away from the fake like they reptilian. Hill game on the rise, know we all killing. I got blood in my eyes and I can't see.
After this video, there will be another video of like a part 2. I think it'll be like Naruto Parents Revived. So let's get into it. Okay, so in this one, Kushina will have a prominent gene or dominant gene, and so Naruto will have red hair and will have Minato's personality. And so at age, I'ma say 7, Naruto is getting chased by a mob, and he's running and running. The villagers saying, "Let's kill the demon! Let's kill the demon!" And so then Naruto's running, and so then he stops at this sewer, and there's a wall in front of him, and so then Naruto accidentally bumps into the wall, but he phases through it, and so then he falls down this tube, and he keeps on going down and down, and then he is in this huge library. It's a grand library, you could say. And so this is a secret library. So Kushina, when she got taken to Konoha, Mito Uzumaki decided if the Uzumaki clan had ever fallen, that she would get the scrolls would go there. And so when the Uzumaki clan was about to go away or die, the third Uzukage decided to do something. He ran, and he took every scroll with him into this big giant scroll. And so then he transported it, but then he died from chakra loss and the life force that he had to push himself to get there because he's going to get like attacked, and he faced 1,000 shinobi from rock, mist, cloud alike. And so he taken it there. And so Kushina never saw this place, but Naruto found it. And so Naruto thinks, so cool. And only a person that's Uzumaki blood can even get into this library. It has blood seals, and if a person just tries to infuse Uzumaki blood, it won't work. It is going to the person's date of birth blood. It's not transplanted blood. And so, Naruto thinks it's cool. And so then Naruto asks the Hokage to get the apartment, and this apartment is above the Uzumaki library. And so he checked to see, and so then Naruto got it. And so then he just has to put his stomp 2 times, and then he gets transported there by the tube. And so then now Naruto, first thing he thinks, I want to learn taijutsu. And so Naruto looks up the Uzumaki Royal Taijutsu, and so it's more or less on strong attacks and stuff. And so it says get 100 pounds of chakra weights. And so of weights. And so now Naruto goes to this shop, this ninja shop called Higurashi Weapon Shop and other stuff. And so Naruto decides to use his like 20,000 yen to get him some clothes, some kunai, shuriken, and yeah. And so, now Naruto first gets some kunai shuriken, and so he got it, and so then he got some clothes, and it's like the clothes here, but it's different. So have that, but the inside is like red and a blue Uzumaki swirl on the back. And so now Naruto thinks, cool, And so then he loaded up his kunai holster, and so he went back to his apartment. And so, and he got weights, of course. He got 100 pounds of weights. And so he puts it on his wrist, elbows, legs, chest, like a chest thing. And yeah. And so Naruto slumps to the ground. And so then now Naruto goes into this it's called a training room in the library. And so he goes into this like training room. And so then it says, and then there's like this virtual reality. And so it says beginner level, intermediate, experienced, experts, and on and on. And so it goes all the way up to cage level. And so yeah. And so now Naruto is getting into stances, and if the stances is off, let's just say he's going to get a shock. And so if his stances are off at all, it will go straight to the hardest level and beat you down until you get it. And so Naruto is doing the beginner for the Royal Taijutsu. And so Naruto's practicing that. And so, well, after a month of doing this, Naruto decides to go talk to his Gigi. And Naruto says, "Hi, Gigi," and he reads and says, "Oh, hi, Naruto. How has your training been going?" Naruto says, "It's been going great. I've gotten way stronger." And Sarutobi said, "Oh, good, Naruto." And so Sarutobi says, "Naruto, can you come here for a second?" And Sarutobi knew what Minato and Kushina said when Naruto started training at the age of 7 or younger. I want you to give Naruto my sword. And so Kushina, he gives him Kushina's sword, and Naruto says, "Oh, so this is my mom's sword?" And he says, "Yes, Naruto." And Naruto says, "Oh, thank you, Gigi," and hugs him. And Gigi says, "You're welcome, Naruto. See ya." And so then Naruto started training some more. And so he went into the library some more, and then he saw something cool, he thinks. It's called the Shadow Clone Jutsu. And so yes, the Uzumaki clan does have it, because the ancestors of the Uzumaki clan, they just put it in there because of the Uzumaki and Konoha close alliance. And so when Naruto learns it in, like, I'm gonna say a week, since he's younger than original. And so now Naruto has that, and so he decides to go to the Taijutsu himself and start doing the other training. And so he had groups. There's 50 shadow clones, 10 shadow clones in ninjutsu, 10 shadow clones in meditation, 10 shadow clones in fuinjutsu, 10 shadow clones in kenjutsu. And Naruto has to do the taijutsu itself, and so then he makes another 10 for chakra control. And so the Uzumaki will have like hardcore chakra control, because the Uzumaki clan had tons of chakra. And so yeah, and so Naruto begins to train. And so 6 months later, Naruto is high getting low tuning rank, and his kenjutsu is like tuning. Fuinjutsu is in Uzumaki clan standards, it's mid-genin, but in like Konoha standards, it's like freaking high tuning, low joning. And so yeah. And so now Naruto thinks, I have the academy in 6 months. And so then he starts training harder and harder. And so, now 6 months later, Naruto is mid tuning level, and he has strong kenjutsu and everything. And so, well, now Naruto is now practicing some elemental jutsu in his library, but he decides to make 100 shadow clones to do his training, and the taijutsu training he'll just have to do when he gets back from school. And so, well, when Naruto goes to school the first day, people say it's the demon, the parents say. But Naruto ignores it and just walks in. Naruto goes to the back, and so Naruto didn't have his encounter with Hinata Hyuga, so she won't think of anything of him, and she'll probably be more confident because Naruto was the reason she wasn't really confident, and so she would be in her training harder instead of following Naruto around. And so you could say she is overconfident like Sasuke. And so yeah. And so now Naruto just sits in the back, and so Iruka says, "Hi class. You will be here for 4 years, and we'll try to make you become well, beginning." And so Iruka says, "Well, let's get into it." And so he says, "We will first do spars to see who's the best and who's the worst." And so yeah. And so Kiba looks at Naruto saying, "I will beat you." And so yeah, and Naruto shrugs saying, "Okay." And so then so it's like this tournament. And so Naruto versus Kiba is first, and Kiba gets into his clan taijutsu. Naruto gets into his. And so then Kiba runs at Naruto with claw swipes, and Naruto dodges them, and then he uses his speed to enhance himself and punch Kiba in the stomach. And so the Uzumaki taijutsu, or the royal taijutsu, it's based on heavy hitter punch, kicks, elbows, even headbutts. And so they use their strength because they have so much chakra. They just add tons of chakra into their attacks. And yeah. And so Kiba's getting knocked around right now. And so then Naruto uppercuts Kiba, and then when Kiba about to fall back to the ground, Naruto does a leg sweep and then elbows Kiba in the gut out of the ring. And so people are astonished at Naruto's strength, and Hinata thinks I can beat him, and Sasuke thinks I could beat him, and Hinata will get out of her stupor of being arrogant. See, so in this one, I'ma say Hiyashi gave Hinata to the elders for training, and so they raised her to think I'm better, I'm superior to everybody. And so Hinata will be like that for a while, but she'll get a wake up call. And so, now Naruto faces just random civilian bodies him. And so his last finals match is Sasuke versus Naruto Uzumaki. Or Sasuke versus Naruto Uzumaki. And so Sasuke gets into the Uchiha style interceptor fist. And so Sasuke runs at Naruto with his full speed, and Naruto sees it coming. And so he dodges. And so Sasuke tries to go for a leg kick. Naruto deflects. Naruto goes with a punch. Sasuke deflects. And so then Naruto decides to do something that he never tried before, but the AI tried on him. And so then he twisted his body to abnormal levels. Only the Uzumaki could even try to do this. And so then Sasuke tried to leg sweep him, but Naruto dodged and used his hands on the ground, kicked Sasuke up. And so then he jumped up in the air with chakra enhanced, and then he axe kicked Sasuke right back down into the earth. And so Sasuke uh, goes unconscious, and people think cool, and so people go to tell their parents what happened, and their parents say he's a demon, he's a demon, and so the Hokage was looking at the ball and says, "Good job, Naruto." And so the rankings go, and Hinata is number one for Kunoichi, and Naruto's number one for Uzumaki. And so now Naruto goes home and starts training taijutsu and fujitsu more. And so I'm gonna do a 4-year time skip. Naruto has became a low jonin rank. Yes, I believe he will be low jonin due to his amazing training. And so now Hinata sees Naruto in a different light and everybody else. And so they don't like Naruto, but they don't hate him because he's a genius, they think. And so, it's now the test for the Genin, and Mizuki would just go for, I don't know, Mizuki would just fail trying to get through the thing. And so Naruto passes with flying colors, and gets the red red headband and Konoha symbol in the thing. And so, now Hiruzen is facing the Jonin, and so Hiruzen says, so what are we gonna do with Naruto Uzumaki? And so Kakashi raises his hand saying, I want him. And Hiruzen says, why do you want Naruto? And Kakashi says to give him a rivalry with Sasuke Uchiha. And so Hiruzen says it isn't a rivalry. I watched the fights, and Naruto has beat Sasuke in all the taijutsu fights, and Sasuke has hated Naruto. And so Kakashi scowls, and so then this is unexpected. But Asuma raises his hand saying, I want him. And he was, if you don't mind me asking, why? And so Asuma says, well, you see, I can teach him elemental jutsu, the wind element, and I have a feeling that he is the wind element. And I could teach him some more stuff. And since I had relations with Naruto's parents, aka his mother. So Naruto's mother taught Asuma some kenjutsu, and Yugao and them. And hey, that was like their getting squad, you could say. And so, Sarutobi nods. And so he says Naruto will be on Asuma's team with Shikamaru Nara and, drum roll please, this will be a OC character. You may get mad or you may not. Suki or Satsutsuki. Satsutsuki Uchiha. So she is in a different class than Sasuke, and Sasuke never liked Satsutsuki. And so, she's on their team. And so, the Jonin are surprised and saying, so what does this, what do they specialize in? And Hiruzen smiles saying, Shikamaru Nara is smart, and so they can be a capturing team with Shikamaru because Naruto is strong with strength, and like Naruto can do multiple stuff, and he's the best in everything. And so everybody nods. Naruto had perfect grades and everything. He was like the perfect student, good at attacking. he wasn't that good at genjutsu, but that's because of his large chakra pools. But he can resist genjutsu. And so Naruto at the moment is wearing like 500 pounds. And so he decides that he is going to take it off for a month to get used to his new speed, and then he'll put it back on. And that will be like the month time for practicing to the tuning exams. And so, well, now Hiruzen allows this, and team 7 will be Sasuke Uchiha, Haruno Sakura, and Choji Akamichi. Sorry, Choji. Sorry to all the Choji fans. And so, well, now Naruto goes to the school the next day, and Naruto gets put on Team 10. And so Asuma shows up, and like Shikamaru and like Satsutsuki Uchiha doesn't know them, so they don't really have any problems. But Satsuki heard of Naruto, and she kind of likes Naruto for like ruining her like relative, you could say, Uchiha clan, you know. And so, well, now Asuma says, you guys have to do this survival test. You guys have to go outside the village for 3 days on a camping trip. And if you guys pass, you stay ninja. If you don't pass, you have to go back to the academy. And they all nod, and he says, well, let's go for some barbecue. So you guys can go the next day. And so they all nod, and they get ready. And so Asuma leaves them for the 3 days, watching in the shadows. And so Naruto's so Shikamaru says, Naruto, can you get firewood, and I can get some water, and Satsutsuki, you can set up camp. And they all nod, and Naruto goes, makes some shadow clones to get some firewood, and makes like 10, and so they get tons of firewood. And so then Naruto went hunting for a bit, and so he got bear and other stuff. Yeah, bear, fish. And so they had a good meal. And so then they go to sleep. And so then Naruto went to train the other day. And so then Satsutsuki asked, do you want to train Naruto? And Naruto shrugs, saying sure. And so then they spar, and Satsutsuki sees how superior Naruto is, and she asks, how are you this strong? And Naruto says, oh, I just trained hard. And Satsuki nods. And so in this one, Naruto is going to be the Uzumaki heir, but he has to reach Takubetsu Jonin rank or higher. And so, well, now Naruto in the library is learning politics and all that jizz. And so, well, Naruto smiles at Satsutsuki, and she blushes. And so then, now Naruto, they passed. They didn't really argue because they have nothing against each other. Like, it feels like Sasuke or Sakura, like, it would just be the worst thing. But since they get along, it was good. And so Asuma appears the third day saying, you guys passed with flying colors. And so they go out for some ramen because Naruto asked to. And so they went out. And so, well, now Asuma asks Naruto, what chakra element are you, if you don't already know? And Naruto says, oh, I'm wind, fire, lightning, and earth. No, I want him to be wind, water, fire, and earth. Yeah, that'll be good. And so Asuma widens his eyes, 4 chakra elements. And so Naruto smiles, saying, yeah. And so then Asuma's dumbfounded. And Asuma says, if you need any help with Kenjutsu asks me, and Naruto says, yeah, okay. And so, well, Naruto is really good with Kenjutsu, so it shouldn't be a problem. And so, well, now they do their D ranks. And so, after a month of doing these D ranks and Naruto figuring out his speed, Naruto is about Lee speed without weights now. And so, when Naruto puts back on new weights, but these are gravity seals and resistance seal, so it's much harder with additional 250 pounds. And so, well, now Naruto literally is training harder. And so then they have to go on this mission that turned into an A rank, and they're the only team available. And the Hokage told Naruto to take off his weights, and Naruto said, Kai, release. And so then Augusta pure chakra just appeared, and Naruto smiles. And so Naruto brings this Uzumaki book. It is on the Uzumaki Kekkei Genkai. Yes, he'll be using that soon. But he will need something that activates it. And that's just the perfect thing. Just wait. And so, well, now they're going on this mission. And so, well, now Naruto is training. And so now they leave. And so, well, they go to help Team 7. And so when they arrive, they're on the bridge. And so, well, Naruto arrives. And so Naruto does a jutsu, wind style, wind dragon, earth style, earth mud dragon, bullet. And so these two dragons shoot bullets and clash into the thing, breaking the mirrors. But then Haku reforms it. And yeah. And so then Naruto is dodging and stuff. And so Haku decides to aim it at Sasuke. And so Sasuke sees tons of needles coming at him. And so he has a mischievous smile and does a body replacement jutsu with Naruto. And so Naruto gets hit head on, and Naruto gets mad at Sasuke. And so then and then Haku looks at Sasuke with disgust and just hits Sasuke with tons of needles. And so then Naruto, when Sasuke collapsed and passed out, Naruto pushes chakra out. And so then Naruto is channeling chakra into him. And so then literally Haku threw tons of Senbon at him. And so Naruto feels 3 chakras in him. His regular chakra went in his seal, but his special Uzumaki chakra. And so then Naruto pulls on that special Uzumaki chakra. And so then he uses chakra chains and the blocks and deflects everything. And so then the chakra chains wrap around the mirrors. And so then the mirrors just shatter. And so Naruto makes the chakra chains go straight to Haku. And so then Naruto makes Haku go unconscious by hitting him against the rails of the bridge. And so, well, now Zabuza gets stabbed in the heart with the Raikiri. And yeah, so the wave mission arc is over. And so now they head back. And so Asuma has tons of missions and the A rank mission in their belt. And so Asuma gives them a week off and said after this week off we will be going on a 1-month training trip, and then we'll be entering into the Chunin exams to his team. And Asuma told not Shikamaru that you can train with your dad and your dad can get a month off. But yeah, and so the Hokage approves of this, and he has just like a Anbu captain take over the Jonin position of the Jonin like leader, and so Shikamaru's dad goes on a training trip with them, and so Shikamaru gets training from his father, and the and Satsutsuki Uchiha is brings some scrolls, and she had awakened her Sharingan on this mission, 1 to 1 on each eye, and so now they're getting ready for this training. And so, well, Naruto is this mission is for him to upgrade his ninjutsu and his taijutsu to even greater heights. And so Naruto is putting on 750 pounds, and so they're in this mountain, and so time skip to the end of this 1 month training. They've gotten all really stronger. Each of them is about low. Well, Shikamaru and Satsutsuki is low tuning level. Naruto is about low joning level, and like this is in like all around. Besides Genjutsu, of course. And so, well, now Naruto takes off his all of his weights, and Naruto is so fast. He's like astonishing fast. And Satsuki and Shikamaru just have their mouths wide open saying, "How?" And so Shikamaru's dad says they should be more than enough to pass. And so Asuma nods, and so he can't wait, and he thinks, "I'm gonna play so many bets." And so, well, now Naruto is at the tuning exams, and so he sees Sasuke bruised up and said, "Sasuke, did you get beat up?" And so Sasuke says, and so Kabuto arrives, and so Sasuke says, "I want to know about Naruto Uzumaki, Gaara of the Sand, and Rock Lee." And so Kabuto pulls up Naruto's card. It says Naruto Uzumaki. He has the Uzumaki Kekkei Genkai. He is adept in Fuinjutsu. He is adept in Taijutsu and Ninjutsu, and his only weakness is Genjutsu, but he can resist Genjutsu. And so he is all around a strong opponent. And so people have their mouths wide open at the A rank mission, and Naruto came out with minimal injuries. And so, well, now Naruto, it's the first round, and Naruto gets it easily. And so and Satsutsuki use her 2 to-1 Sharingan on each eye to, well, get the answers. And so, and Shikamaru just did what he did original. And so they pass and move on. And so, well, now Naruto and his team is entering in. And so, well, Naruto says, I will make 100 shadow clones to spread out all around, and we can transform into birds, into Scout, and my clones will. And they all nod, and they do exactly that. And so they can basically fly now. And so, well, now Naruto gets 4 scrolls, and so they head to the tower, but then they hear a big boom. And so Naruto says, "I'll have a shadow clone go with you, and I will check it out. I'll be back in 1 hour." And they all nod, and they nod. And Naruto goes to see Orochimaru sticking his head out to bite Sasuke. And Naruto kicks his head away, and Orochimaru says, "Naruto-kun, since you're already here, I'll give you my curse mark too." And Naruto gets serious, and so he goes full speed, and Orochimaru widens his eyes, saying, "Again, it shouldn't be this fast." And Naruto decks Orochimaru right in the face, making Orochimaru skid across the ground. And then Naruto basically teleports behind Orochimaru, decking him in the face again. And so then he jumps up in the air, saying, "Wind style, wind bullet." And so then Naruto shoots out 5 wind bullets, and so it's this new technique you could call. He shoots out small wind bullets, and so Orochimaru gets punctured, but then he skins himself, but it took him quite a bit of chakra. And so Orochimaru thinks he's going to alert people at this rate. And so then Naruto did something Orochimaru would never forget. He flared his chakra so much that it looks like his chakra went on fire. And so all of the Anbu got alert and went there to see what's happening. And so, well, now Orochimaru sees that Naruto wanting to hurry up this, so he attacks Naruto at full speed. Naruto just dodged, and so then he punches Orochimaru in the gut, getting into his Uzumaki Royal Taijutsu. And so then he's using fast strikes, and Orochimaru says, this is similar to Tsunade's, but it's not the same thing. It's like, this is better than hers. But not the power, but the technique and stuff. And so, well, now, Anbu appears, and Anko does, and Orochimaru runs away saying, I will get you, Sasuke-kun, and Naruto-kun, you will pay. And he slithers away into the ground, and so the Anbu says, go ahead with your exams. Just stay away from this guy. And Anko says, how are you guys still alive? And so Naruto winks at Anko saying, it's because I came. And Anko blushes a bit, but then keeps herself under control, saying, okay, Gaki. And so then she leaves. And so, well, now Naruto goes to his team, and they pass in the first day right behind Gaara's team. And so, well, they pass and they have the 5 days off. And Naruto uses these days to get adjusted to his new body, kind of. And so Naruto just works it off. And so now it's the first round, it's the preliminaries. And so Naruto gets faced against Sasuke Uchiha. And so, well, it's going to be fun, guys. And so, well, now Naruto is getting ready, and he gets in his stance, and he is going to push his speed to the limit. He's not going to let Sasuke get anything out of his stuff because he doesn't like people stealing. And so, well, he gets ready. And so then Naruto dashes Sasuke full speed, and Sasuke can't even see it with his Sharingan, his speed so fast. And so Naruto decks Sasuke in the face, and then he kicks him to the wall, and then he says, mud style. Mud, earth, pillars. And this was about to hit Sasuke, but then Sasuke jumps up in midair and says, fire style. Grand fireball jutsu. And so then Naruto says, earth style. Earth wall. And so then the earth wall blocks it, and then he uses the earth wall, and then says earth style, earth mud dragon bullet, and earth bullets shoot at Sasuke, and people are amazed at Naruto's skill. And so then Naruto shunswins behind Sasuke, and then axe kicks him back to the ground. And so then Naruto, in the show of speed, is just bodying Sasuke. It's almost like Naruto is faster than Lee without weights and even maybe his gates. And so Might Guy is astonished at Naruto's speed. And so Might Guy looks at Asuma and says, how is this kid this strong? And so Asuma says, he just uses tons of weights. Like some of those weights, I'm astonished he's even alive. And so Might Guy nods and says, Lee, you got your work cut out. And so, well, Naruto finishes the fight, but then Sasuke uses his curse marks. No, not his curse mark. He doesn't have it. And so Sasuke loses. Yeah, he loses. And so everybody's astonished people are saying the great Uchiha elite lost. How's this possible? And so Sasuke will pass due to the council, but and so Sasuke ends up passing, and so the and Satsutsuki faced Hinata, and Hinata lost, and Satsutsuki changed Hinata from her ways, and so Satsutsuki passes and Shikamaru passed, and so all the teams passed, and so Naruto tells Asuma that I have my training for the month, and Asuma nods, and Shikamaru says I have my training with my dad for the month, and Satsuki says I have my training, but I will need your help, Asuma Sensei, and so they nod and they both head out, and so when Naruto is training hard on his Fuin Jutsu and everything, especially when seeing that Gaara kid destroy Rock Lee like that. And so he's getting seals ready if Gaara goes rampage with his Biju. And he decided to meet up with the Kyuubi. And so Naruto meets with the Kyuubi, and the Kyuubi says, "Hello, I want to make a deal with you, Naruto." And Naruto says, "Wait, you want to make a deal?" And the Kyuubi says, "Yes, but first let me tell you what happened." And he tells Naruto what happened with the masked man and everything. And so Naruto says, "Whoa, that's a lot. What And so Kyuubi nods and saying, "I want to make a blood contract that not even the Biju can get away from. And if the Biju doesn't, it just binds the Biju's soul with it." And Naruto nods, and so Kurama says, "I will give you help, and you can draw upon my chakra, but we have to work together as partners, since I'll be with you forever, and you'll be with me forever, and I will never try to escape or anything." And Naruto nods, and so Kurama says, "Well, so you should train with your clan stuff for 2 weeks, and so then I will train you with Biju Chakra for 2 weeks." And so Naruto nods. So after this month of training, Naruto can access the Nine Tails Chakra, and he can even go to One Tail, but it takes a lot out of him. But just drawing upon some of it, a little bit of it, it gives him a big boost, and it doesn't affect him that much. And so Naruto decides to go to the Chunin exams, and he has some scrolls in his belt and stuff. And so he gets ready. And so he arrives in the arena, and it's Sasuke Uchiha versus Neji, Satsutsuki versus Tamari, Shikamaru versus Gaara, and Naruto versus I'm gonna have to make a OC. So or people, I'm going to have the Cloud Ninja. So it's going to be Naruto versus Yuji Ni as the first match, and Naruto gets ready. And so Naruto, she's said fireball jutsu. Naruto says earth style, earth multiple pillars, making this tall big pillars that blocks this fire style attack. And so then Naruto Shunson's behind her, and she blocked with her katana, and Naruto takes out his katana too. And Naruto says Uzumaki style Kenjutsu, 50 swipes to heaven. And so then he's swiping Yujito, cutting her all around, and Yujito can't even defend. And so then Sasuke's watching in the stands, but his Sharingan can't copy it. And so, now Naruto is fighting Yujito some more, and so then Yujito goes into her Biju cloak, one-tailed, and Naruto sees this, and then Naruto thinks, what am I going to do with this? And so then he uses his chakra chains and uses it to attack Yujito. And so Yujito is trying to evade it and shoot fireballs at Naruto, but he's keeping deflecting it with his chakra chains. And so every time the chakra chains wraps around her for even like a second, it drains her Biju chakra. And so and it holds her. And so then Naruto eventually catches up to her, and she has her BG chakra sucked out of her, and she passes out. And the Raikage is astonished at this Uzumaki, and he asks, "When did you get an Uzumaki, Hiruzen?" And Hiruzen says, "We always had him. We just had him in our back pocket." And so Orochimaru is astonished at Naruto's strength, and so now all Sasuke wins, Satsutsuki wins, Shikamaru ends up quitting, but showed some levels of intelligence, and so it will become Chunin, and so now it's Naruto versus Satsuki, and Sasuke versus Gaara. So Naruto hits Satsuki first, and she activates her Sharingan. And this is going to be a tough fight for both of them, but Naruto will end up winning due to his seals, and he could even tap into his Biju chakra. So in the end, Satsuki's she can't do anything. And so Sasuke does his thing, and so now the attack happens. And so Naruto sees Gaara trying to leave, and so he shuns in front of Gaara and says Uzumaki Biju Chakra Suppression Seal. And so it suppresses Gaara, knocking him out. And then Tamaru and Kakuro tries to attack, but Naruto appears right in front of them, and then he wraps his chakra chains around them, and then sucks up all their chakra, leaving them drained next to their brother Gaara. And the Anbu take Gaara away, and Naruto sees the seal, and so he does the seal and says barrier Uzumaki barrier removal seal, and it takes for the shadow clones for the 4-point removal seal, and so then it removes it. And so Orochimaru isn't very fond of that, and so Naruto gets in, but then they put up the barrier again, and so Naruto says, "Hey, Lord Third, you ready?" And Lord Third nods, knowing Naruto could help. And so Naruto says, "Okay, let's go." And so Hiruzen says Earth Pillars thing, and so then Naruto adds a wind style to it, making it sharper and faster. And Hiruzen smiles at Naruto, saying thank you. And so Naruto said no problem. And then Hiruzen does mud style, mud river, and Naruto says earth style, earth wall, and the wall goes to behind Orochimaru, making the mud and the stuff go, like the earth, go around Orochimaru, and so it shoots at Orochimaru, and Orochimaru skins himself, and so then he summons the two Hokage, and so then Naruto says, "I can." And so when he summons them, Naruto takes the Nidames, and Sarutobi takes the Shodame. And so Naruto gives the third Hokage a piece of paper that can seal a person. And so it's like the sealing in like the war. And so Naruto says, "So you don't have to use the Reaper Death Seal." And so then Hiruzen nods, and so then Naruto gets into a heated water style fight with the Nidaime. And so Naruto is countering all of the Nidaime attacks and everything like that. And so he's just doing the most he can, but he is kind of losing. And so Naruto, in a burst of speed, amps up his body to a ton. And so then he makes chakra chains surround himself in like a armor. And so then when the Nidaime tries to do a water dragon jutsu, Naruto uses chakra chains to wrap around the Nidaime and places a chakra paper on his forehead. And so when that happened, the Shodame had a chakra paper touch his forehead. And so then Naruto and Sarutobi looks at Orochimaru. And so then Naruto, wanting to go full power, he was going full power, but 9 Tails amp, he goes into 2 Tails, and he rushes Orochimaru with Hiruzen by his side, knowing Naruto is in control. and so they're bodying Orochimaru. Like Enma is bodying him, and so Orochimaru knows he's not going to come out of this alive, and so he tells him to drop the barrier. But then Naruto uses a forbidden Uzumaki jutsu. So this isn't like any other. It with this one chakra paper that he had in store, it will destroy the person's chakra network, and they can only do taijutsu. That's it. And so when he does it, it disrupts the whole thing. And so this black seal array with just appears on Orochimaru, and it starts eating Orochimaru's chakra network up, and so then it destroys it. And so then it's this big Uzumaki spiral on Orochimaru's chest, and Orochimaru screaming in pain, saying, "Ah, you destroyed my chakra!" And so then Naruto smiles, and so then the Sound Four take Orochimaru away, and the sand and sound evasion ends up with them winning, and Hiruzen says, "Thank you, Naruto. You have saved my life." And Naruto says, "No problem, Gigi." And so then, by the end of it, the council summons the people that could graduate, and so they go over Naruto Uzumaki. And so Hiruzen says, "I believe Naruto Uzumaki should become Chunin." And the civilian council says, no. And so Shikaku Nara says, "Yeah, for once I agree with the civilian council. He should be recommended for Jonin." And all the clan heads nod, knowing what Naruto did in the war. And so then the civilian council gets angry. And so then Hiruzen says, since Naruto will be promoted to Jonin, he will become clan head of the Namikaze and the Uzumaki clan. And people are like, wait, Namikaze clan? And Hiruzen smiles, saying, Naruto's father is Minato Namikaze and Kushina Uzumaki. Means that he's the prince of Uzugakure. And he is the heir of the Namikaze clan. And so that means that he is the heir of 2 clans. And so then they all go in a uproar, and Hiruzen says Ambu. And Ambu gives Hiruzen a birth certificate with Minato's blood seal on it, and well, his wife's Biwako, that everybody knew that all the clan heads knew that Kushina was. Biwako did take care of Kushina in pregnancy. And so then Naruto takes a new clan head seat, and the civilian council is angry. Naruto is they can no longer do anything to Naruto, and if they do, he has the right to kill them, and he has the power. And so, well, now Naruto is there. And so then Jiraiya appears and says, Naruto, I want to teach you your father's techniques. And so Naruto nods, and so Naruto takes his fortune and everything, and they announce his new clan head seat, and Sasuke isn't too happy, and Satsutsuki's happy for Naruto. And everybody's angry that they treated him horrible, and now they won't have a chance for the Namikaze Uzumaki heir. And so, Naruto and Jiraiya will be searching for Tsunade. Kisame and Itachi are going to face Naruto. So, if you want to see what happens, watch next time. See you later, guys. And I'll be back for my next part, probably tomorrow, because it's too late tonight. And so, goodbye.